Hey, hey, it's Bernadette. Welcome, welcome. So, I'm going to give this a minute for everybody to get the notification. I'm going to give you an update. I got my PET scan yesterday. I got the scan or the image results and the report back today. And there's some great news, and then there's some scary news, or maybe not so good news. None of it's bad. Some things are really frustrating, which I'll share with you as well. Um, Not surprisingly, right? Some of the stuff I've been going through and waiting for, a little bit on the frustrating side. So I'll share that with you too. Anytime you have health issues, there are challenges. The physical aspect of it, the financial aspect is a huge concern, obviously. But with cancer and chemo, there's all kinds of changes that your body goes through. So I wanted to share all of that with you. Since I'm sharing all of this anyways, I might as well just be real and raw about all of it, right? So let's start here. I've got to be honest. Like, one of the questions that people are asking me daily, like whether it's through Messenger or my dad a dozen times a day, that I'm so tired of hearing, how you feeling? And it's a, innocent enough question, but I'm so like almost triggered by it because and I know my dad's asking from the perspective of he really wants to know how am I doing. But the dozen messages I get daily on Facebook or wherever else, some people are like, "Hey, I was thinking about you, just wondering how are you feeling?" It's like, how do you think I feel? Like, how do you like stop asking me how I feel like crap. Like, honestly, I have some good days, I have some not good days. I have not been around on social media the last several days because I've not had great days. Sometime this afternoon around 2 o'clock, things started to turn to be better, but I had some great days. I think Friday was a good day, and Saturday was a good day, and Sunday was okay, and then Monday sucked, and Tuesday sucked, and here we are. It's Thursday. Like, I've been really fatigued. I've been really, really, really fatigued, which is really frustrating when you have a couple of days when you can get some stuff done and you're like, oh, I'm on the upswing. This isn't so bad. And then all of a sudden you're hit with now you feel like crap and you're back in bed. And I am losing almost a pound a day. So I'm down to 105 right now. And that's bothering me. There's one thing, like, this whole cancer journey has gotten to me. Like, I spent my whole life like worrying about my weight and everything, right? And here I am losing weight at such a rapid pace that it's disturbing, and my skin is all wrinkly, like on my arms and my legs, and none of my clothes fit. Like, even my smalls, like nothing fits. Um, and it's been rough. You need to go back. Hold on, Carrie G. I don't know who this is. You need to go back and look at your videos. You are rude, unappreciative, and need to take a break until you feel better. Good luck. Wow. Okay. I don't know who you are, but thanks. I'll do that, I suppose. Yeah, that's the first time I've heard that, honestly. So rude and unappreciative. Okay. Well, if more than one person feels that way, I'd love to hear that. I've heard a lot of thank yous. I've gotten a lot of messages about sharing honestly where I'm at and how I've gone through this journey. Um, wow. Yeah. So, where was I? Wow, that just threw me big time. Rude and unappreciative. I need to take a break until I feel better. Wow. That's yeah, that just blew me through me. And Brenda's saying it's not true. The comment, you mean? Yeah, wow. Trying to be honest about this cancer journey. Anyways, I was talking about my weight. So, one of the things that's been really difficult is losing weight at such a rapid pace, even though I feel like I'm eating. I mean, everything tastes like crap. Let's be honest. Like, everything tastes like metal. So, I'm working really hard at forcing myself to eat because one of my friends who's been through cancer, She had stomach cancer and they removed a good portion of her stomach and she went through chemo. And that was her biggest thing too, is she just did not want to eat. And it's one of the biggest warnings my doctors had is like, I know it's hard, but you have to force yourself to eat. And the rapid weight loss, when you lose a pound a day, it's hard because you're like, what is happening? 105 pounds. Wow. And the tumor, I know, weighed a lot. But to lose that much weight and to be bagging out and wrinkly and my bones are sticking out in different places is just hard because I've had this massive stomach on me for a year now with the cancer. And, I felt like I worked, like I had a personal trainer. I was working out all the time, building muscle. All of my muscle's gone now, like, because I'm not eating enough protein, I guess. And my body's working really hard to fight the cancer. So that's one of my biggest, things is the rapid weight loss and the continued weight loss. Like I'm trying so hard to eat enough calories, get enough protein, and just make it through the day, and I don't feel like eating. I don't really ever get hungry. The other day I did when I had my PET scan because I didn't get to eat. I fell asleep I couldn't sleep the night before. I was in a lot of pain. So I finally took a pain pill. And then in the middle of the night, and then I missed my window to eat. So I didn't get to eat at all yesterday until like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, which was rough. But I did finally eat, and then it kind of upset my stomach because I pushed it all day. But there's no choice. Part of having the PET scan, you can't do that. Yes, the comment. Yeah. Okay. It's not true. Brenda's saying it's not true. Then I asked, what are you talking about, the comment? And she's saying yes. Honesty startles people. Fuck them and their rose-colored glasses. Welcome to real life. I'm not trying to be unappreciative. I'm just trying to be honest. This journey's rough. If you've never had to go through chemo, and it's rough. The things your body goes through, the way the doctors treat you. I'm not trying to be unappreciative, but I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I can't. Because I know enough people come to me for their stuff and they tell me all the time, doctors don't listen. And it's one of the hardest things is, you're trying to get well and you don't feel like anybody's listening. And that's the last couple of posts I think I did or videos I did. That's what it was about, putting my foot down and saying, no, I demand better. I demand more. You don't get to screw me. And I'm sorry if that makes me rude and unappreciative because I don't want to lose my kidney function. I guess so be it. That's the beauty of YouTube. You don't have to watch. Just scroll on by. You don't have to watch. So I'm going to take care of that right now and ban the user. I don't ever want to feel like I'm not listening to honesty. But if you guys are telling me, no, that's not true, then I'm just going to believe you. If more than one person says it, I'll believe it. So y'all be honest with me. If you think I need to take a time out, nobody wants to hear these updates. I'm not here to put myself out either. I just want to encourage people and also be honest about what this journey is, because many of you have gone through it, are going through it, or you have someone in your life that's going through it. And not everyone can be as real and raw about this stuff. And I'm sharing from that real and raw place because, man, I have been through a lot in my life when it comes to health and everything else. But going through chemo and going through all these tests and all of the it is rough. It's not fun. And what happened today it pissed me off a little bit. In the end, I flipped it, but it still pissed me off a little bit. And I'll share that with you guys in a minute. You're being honest. This is not an easy path you're on. It's not rainbows and butterflies. I've never taken any of your videos as rude or unappreciative. Thanks, Ash. All right. Well, then I'll continue. I'm hoping that by sharing the story as it's happening and I'm going through it, y'all educate yourself and you start to take control over your own health. And then any of you that have to support someone who's going through it, understand where they're coming from. So back to the story. The lady in the comment was the one that was rude. You're not. Yeah, I've never seen her watch the videos or comment or anything else till tonight. So that's okay, Margarita. You didn't miss much. Someone left a comment saying I was rude and unappreciative and I should stop doing videos until I'm feeling better. So Apparently that's her thoughts and not everyone. So I just banned her just now and we're good. I love your lives. Cool. All right. So the weight loss is a big thing. I woke up this morning and I was running my fingers through my hair. I actually recorded a video and I didn't post it. And this morning, clumps and clumps of hair were falling out. So I'm not sure if I'm bald in the back. It kind of feels like it, but my hair is falling out. Now, part of the PET scan that I had yesterday, they do inject a little bit of radioactive isotopes into your body that act like, he said, the tech said it's like sugar water or something, but it is radioactive material. I don't know if that's what did it. I don't know. But my hair is falling out. And I had to think about this morning, do I want to just shave it? And I'm just not ready. I was talking to my friend Andy this morning. I'm like, I'm not ready. I'm not ready to go bald. I'm just not. So I'm going to let it clump out, fall out. I might have to shave like from here back, buzz it, but I'm going to leave the top until it's all fallen out. Okay, that's not you at all. Yeah, she just said that all of my lives, like all of my videos, I need to go back and watch them and take a break till I'm feeling better. I'm like, okay, whatever. People need love. You're in my prayers. Thank you. You are real, which we appreciate. That's the hope. You're advocating for people to be more responsible for themselves. If they don't want to hear it, go back to a pill for every ill medicine. So yeah. I don't know what triggered that person. I don't know what videos they watched either, but whatever. So yeah, this morning I started losing my hair. That's not as much of a concern as the weight loss. I had to go dig up my old massage table. What are those? Egg crates to put on the bed because my bones are sticking out so far that like it's hurting to lay in the bed. It's hurting to sit in the recliner. And I think that egg crate will work for a night or two, but I'm probably going to have to get a memory foam that's thicker to take off some of the pain trigger points, right? So that's happening. But I did have my PET scan yesterday and there was some great news. So if you've been following my journey, the initial CAT scans showed that the main tumor that is in my abdominal cavity was 19 centimeters by 18 centimeters by 9 centimeters, which in inches is like 7.5 inches by 7 inches by like 4 inches, if you guys can understand the size of it. And like my doctor said, is basically like I was carrying a full-term baby on one side of my body, on the right side of my body. But the PET scan revealed that the tumors, while it's dispersed, it's not fully formed anymore because the chemo first round did amazing things. It's down to 10 centimeters. So it's dropped almost half of what it was prior to chemo. I have my second round of chemo next week. High hopes, but the not so great news, there's 2 things that showed up on the PET scan that I'm not happy about. Number one, they said it's highly suspect that it's in my bone marrow, which means that the doctor is really going to want that bone marrow damn biopsy that I said no to, and I'm going to put her off on it, maybe for a while, maybe just between the next 2 chemos, but I really don't want a bone marrow biopsy. Like, I really don't. Like, they hurt. And with where my body's at right now, it's just another invasive procedure that my body has to recover from, right? Like, it's painful. They literally go in and chip part of the bone, the soft part of your bone, and they're taking an instrument and literally chiseling off into the bone and into the bone marrow, the soft part of your bone. So it's not comfortable. And yeah, sure, they sedate you or numb you or whatever. They don't put you to sleep. You're awake. Do I want to deal with that? Like, no, I don't. Can we wait until after chemo? Does it change the treatment options? Which is absolutely going to be the questions if she brings it up again. And how long can we put that off? If it doesn't change the treatment options, we don't need to do it. Right. And then if like the guy told me, I'll probably have my next PET scan at the end of the 6th cycle. If by then there's still some evidence of bone marrow, whatever, then fine, we'll deal with it then. But like reality is you're not doing um you're not doing the other stuff. You're not doing surgery, and I'm not doing radiation therapy. I refuse that. So, do you really need to chip into my bone marrow or not? Because I don't think you really need to. So that wasn't high on my happy list. Um, Not sure what that's going to do, and I'll have to talk to my doctor about that because of the results. But the fact that the tumor after one round of chemo is half the size that it was is makes me so happy. Like, and I know because of the amount of weight I've lost, that mass weighed a lot. But I'm not only losing the weight over my abdomen, I'm losing it like everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. I have no butt anymore. It's all wrinkles, and my legs are so thin, and I have no hips. Like anytime I used to worry about saddlebags, I ain't got any saddlebags. I have no fat left on my body right now. So it's eating into my muscles, which kind of sucks. But the other thing that it said is there is moderate hydronephrosis, which is kidneys being affected from that stent. So thankfully they pulled the stent. I will talk to her about that too, as to what are the chances. And what that means is that my kidney, where the stent was, is not draining fully. Could be an infection, could just be the irritation from that damn stent. It's only been out for a week. So I'm hoping that it actually just heals. I don't have any pain from that kidney that I know of. I've been having pain on my right side, which is weird, but not weird because it's from the PET scan exactly where the biggest part of the mass is still remaining right now. The good news is, other good news, they suspected they saw in the CAT scan two dark spots on my lungs, but they weren't sure if it was cancerous or not. In the PET scan, no cancer in my lungs. Go team. Yay. But there is evidence, they said, with the bone marrow and down one of my legs, like in my femur. So that's the part that's like, well, damn. I'm just going to count on that everything's going to be fine after chemo. Like that it's going to get all the cancer, bone marrow and all, and I don't have to worry about it coming back and no further chemo. That is my prayer. And if one round of chemo took the tumor down half its size, hallelujah. I mean, I can tell you from the amount of food that I can eat right now, versus where I was when this started going downhill in April, the last month, it's been astounding over the last 3 weeks how much more food I can actually eat and process through my body. I mean, I was down to 2 tablespoons max a day. And it was really hard for me to eat anything. There was just no room. There was so much swelling. And now there's not that much. I mean, I still have some in my stomach, but not anywhere close to where it was before. And like I said, none of my clothes fit. My stomach is starting to flatten out. I'm actually able to sleep on my side for a little bit. But what I've found is if I try to sleep on my side, it ends up where the tumor is. I don't know what kind of pressure it's putting. It's just weird. It hurts. So I'm trying not to sleep on my side. I would really love to go back to my normal stomach sleeping. That's probably not going to happen for another 5 months, but we'll see. So that's the good news. It's crazy because I still don't have a port and I have chemo scheduled for Wednesday. And I've been bugging my palliative care team all week. The order has been in for a port to be put in since last week when they pulled my PICC line. And the doctor would not respond to the palliative care. And I was like, okay, well, this morning, I'm like, do I need to call my oncologist and find out if she has a way to have a surgeon put in the port? And she said no. And then 2 hours later, she said, yes. Why don't you let your doctor's office know? Call them, tell them what's going on. Because I said, I'm going to have to reschedule chemo if I don't have a port. And you're running out of time, literally. Like I had appointments scheduled all Monday. I have blood work that I have to pull. I had an appointment with new primary because my insurance kicks in on Saturday on the 1st. So I was trying to establish primary care, following the instructions of the insurance people. First things first, get your primary in order. yada, yada, yada. Okay, cool. So I had that appointment. I had to cancel that today along with everything else on Monday because I was told today in the afternoon, late in the afternoon, like 4 o'clock, that, hey, the doctor finally got back to us. Now that your insurance kicks in on Saturday, he'll put the port in on Monday. And I'm like, what? That's what the holdup's been? I'm on the indigent program, but apparently that doesn't matter. He didn't want to install it until I have insurance, even though I have paid cash out of pocket for all of my doctor's bills. That, like, the indigent program covers the hospital and the drugs they give you in the hospital. It does not cover the clinicians and it doesn't cover the doctors. So anytime there's a clinician bill or a doctor bill, I have had to pay out of pocket, which is why we're doing the fundraiser, because I'm not working that much. My income's been cut way low. In any case, he did not want to schedule it. And I didn't know that. I didn't even think about that. Like that's why he wasn't responding to the palliative care team. And she kept on him every day this week. And finally they said, well, her insurance kicks in on the 1st, so we can do it on Monday. And I'm like, that's really close to chemo on Wednesday. Like the ports, when they go in, from what I've been told from other cancer patients, it hurts. Like you need to give your body a little bit of time to recover from that insertion because they put it under the skin in your chest and it hurts while it's seated, whatever. So I'm a little concerned. And I'm like, well, can we postpone chemo until later in the week? And she's like, well, I think if the doctor was worried about it, that they would have let you know, or they'll let you know. And I'm like, they don't seem that concerned about my body. They seem more concerned about whether or not they're going to get paid. Like, because they could have done this last week. And like I said, I've paid all the bills that I've received so far. So I don't know what the deal is. And I was a little pissed off about that. I was telling my Charm Life class, like, for a couple hours this afternoon, I was mad. I was like, I've been worried about how am I going to make all this work and how are we going to do chemo? Or are we going to push chemo? Like trying to find answers to get this port installed. And nobody had any answers. And then the answer was, well, you don't have insurance. So once you get your insurance to kick in, now we'll do it. I was like, oh, so it's about the money. I see. That's messed up. Like all you had to do last week was tell me we're not going to do it until Monday. And then we shift everything a few days. But to run it up until the last minute, and now I have to cancel a bunch of appointments in my palliative doctor. I was like, all right, but I have a bunch of appointments on Monday. Like I have a primary care appointment. I've got a couple of clients that I'm for the week that was lining up for Monday because I'm having chemo on Wednesday and the rest of the week is shot. And she's like, what's your priority? Wait a minute. What? What's my priority? Like I've been bugging you guys to get this done. Well, I can only do what I can do. And they're willing to do it on Monday. So I had to cancel all of my appointments, reschedule them, including my primary, which has been really amazing because they're like, we can do this telehealth. You don't even have to come in. We'll just do it over Zoom. Like it's not Zoom, but a Zoom like call where we jump on and she'll go through everything with me to establish primary care. Because it's not like I need anything from the primary. I just have to establish care in case something happens outside of the chemo. Yeah. That's what the health field's all about, money. I'm learning this even with insurance. Yeah, even with insurance, you have, yeah. We'll see how that ride goes. Thank you, Miss Camille. Thinking of you and your healing. I appreciate it. The medical field, yeah. Yeah. So that made me mad just because it just didn't occur to me. And I was telling my Charm Life classes, it triggered me a bit. And I was a little pissed because I've been worried about this and pushing every day for the last week. When's this going to get done? Like we're running out of time, right? What does this mean? And who do I call to reschedule chemo lab work? I can't meet with my oncologist on Tuesday if I don't have the blood work on Monday. I can't get the blood work if I don't have a port and we're not doing chemo. It's just a big mess. So apparently I'm getting the port on Monday. I have talked to my oncologist tomorrow to find out if we can push it to Thursday or Friday for chemo. Because I feel like my body needs more than one day to recover from the port installation before running a bunch of chemicals through it. Maybe it's me. I don't know, but I'm going to ask. I'd prefer to have it Friday anyways, because it gives me a whole weekend to get through the worst part of it. But whatever. So the belief that I finally ended on, which is the one that I had to flip to. So here's a mindset trick for you guys, is I believe that God is in control of all of this and everything in its perfect timing. So it is going to all work out, and it is all working out in the perfect timing with the perfect conditions, even though, it didn't happen when they told me it was supposed to, which was yesterday. I was told in the hospital last week when they pulled my PICC line that I would be having it installed on Wednesday, but nobody ever contacted me. So there was all of my concern of what is happening here. And I'm a very organized planner. So when things are not planned and I'm like, we're approaching the date, for chemo, like what is going on? Should I go get my blood work done? Should I not? It's just a mess because you're supposed to pull your labs 1 to 3 days before chemo. So they make sure that your body can handle the next round. Right. But if I'm not having a port and I'm not having chemo, so yeah, lots of worries. Anywho, we'll see. They haven't scheduled it with me. I heard this from palliative care that they're going to call me tomorrow to schedule it for sometime Monday. So whatever, I just cleared my calendar on Monday because that's what I was told. Let's hope that that's what happens. If not, again, go back to the belief. God, perfect timing, perfect conditions, everything is under his control. And I have to trust that, even though I'm a little upset about the financial end, that they weren't going to install it until after my insurance. And they could have told me that a week ago. Like, if that was the case, just tell me a week ago so that I wouldn't be worried about what is happening. Don't tell me it's going to happen Wednesday and then nobody calls me to schedule, right? Because I was like, I have a PET scan Wednesday. When are they going to do it Wednesday? Because I know that I can't eat because they're going to put me to sleep for it. Like, when is this happening? I have to be able to plan these things. So, yeah. Yep, the timing's always yours, remember. Yeah, and I have to remember that, even though the circumstances and the reasons that they've delayed everything is because I don't have insurance until the 1st. Part of the reason it makes me upset is because they told me coming in, in the emergency room, oh, well, we're going to put you on the indigent program. Don't worry about it. We're here to take care of you. And it's like up until a certain point. I didn't mention that part. But whatever. And apparently that's probably the reason why the port didn't get installed to begin with, because it is more expensive of a procedure and it takes a surgeon and anesthesia, unlike the PICC, which was just some numbing agent and ultrasound. They didn't put me to sleep or anything for it. Much cheaper way to go. So yeah. In any case, it'll all work out. I'm sure it'll all work out. I'm at least a little more at ease knowing that we're semi on track. I have faith that timing wise, we're semi on track. I've had some great days. Last weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday was good, right? And then things kind of went the opposite direction and I just got super fatigued and my pain returned. So while I've been off pain meds for a week, I had to start them back up again because something is changing in the tumor and it is starting to hurt. But something's changing in the tumor. And after getting the PET scan results and realizing like it has shrunk down half the sizes that originated like with one chemo treatment, I'm very, very hopeful that this will be over and resolved like once and for all. And so while I may feel sick and skinny and all kinds of different things, like I'm taking the moments that are good and capitalizing on them and learning how to give into it's time to sleep. I've done a lot of sleeping this last week. In fact, today I woke up and I took a shower. I tried to get moving and nothing was happening. I felt sick, had to take a pain pill, went back to bed, slept in, back and forth, watching television and napping, that my day didn't really start till 2 once the pain meds took effect. And then at 2:00, I was able to get some stuff done. I just finished my class. I had a couple clients today, so it all worked. Even though I would have liked to feel good the whole day, that didn't happen. I was able to make dinner for the first time in over a month. for the family. And it turned out we all ate it and it was healthy. So that was a win. I did my laundry. There's these little things that you like take for granted that you'll always be able to do. Well, I haven't been able to. So when I have a day when I can actually do those things, it feels good. So I'm very happy about that. Who knows what tomorrow brings? The one thing about this cancer journey, you have to be flexible, like so flexible, because I can't predict from hour to hour, let alone day to day, if I'm going to feel okay. I mean, I'm scheduling as much as I can based on what happened last time with chemo, but this is a ride. Like going through all of this, the changes within my body, and they're rapid. It's just a ride. Like there's just no way for me to predict how am I going to feel. I think when I wake up in the morning, okay, this is going to set the day. And I can't even rely on that because I'll start out sick and then I get better throughout the day, or I'll start out great and by 12 o'clock, I'm done. Like my body won't let me go any farther. And that's been a big adjustment for me. It sucks that I can't work. Like I'm trying my dang hardest to get the ability to get my stuff done with work. And I just got to own the wins I have right now. Like I was able to be conscious enough and organized enough to pay bills today, pay the doctor bills, pay the bills for the first and all of that, and keep up with that. And I mean, on a normal monthly basis, that would be like a no-brainer, like no big deal. You got to pay your bills. It's the first, right? But for me to be able to sit at my computer and actually pull it off and not miss anything, and I had to check 3 times. Did I get them all? What am I missing? And I have a ton of notes and sticky notes all over my board to make sure I don't miss stuff. But those little things, again, that we take for granted, like I am appreciating beyond belief right now, like the fact that I was able to actually do it. I don't want to have to defer to my daughter to have, because my dad cannot handle the online bill pay thing. He's so paranoid, but he can't. He doesn't understand how it all works. So I didn't want my daughter to have to do it and have to sit down with her and show her where everything is. I was like, I can get this done. And I just need to have that attitude. Like I'll get it done. Today I felt good enough to do it. I'm not guaranteed that I will tomorrow. So I'm like, get it done today, schedule it all out. And that's a win, right? So there's a lot of positives that's happening right now. I am just a little frustrated with this week of constant texting and calling, and when is the port going, and is it going in? What needs to change? What else? Like really frustrated. And a lot of wasted time that didn't even have to happen if they'd just been honest to begin with. Like we're waiting until after your insurance takes effect on the 1st. That's all they had to say. And maybe I would have been upset about it, but I wouldn't have wasted a week following up. And I wouldn't have made appointments weeks ago had I known that this is where it was going to end up. But whatever. So I am here. I am alive. I am doing much better. And I got through another week. So I thought I'd share that with you. It's all a win. Keep your mind set up. Like the only way that I'm getting through this right now, and it's been hard, I've been watching a lot of Netflix based on true stories that are like inspirational. That's helped a lot. And made me like think outside of the box in some ways. Not like I don't have moments where I'm questioning everything that's happening, because I do have some pretty low spots of how I feel. Again, like losing a ton of weight and your bones are sticking out to the point where it hurts just to lay down is not something that I'm accustomed to. I'm menopausal weight for the last several years. I'm 57. Like it was a chore just to lose weight with hypothyroidism. And now I can't slow it down. Now I've lost so much weight and I'm like, I don't want to get any lower than 105, but it keeps dropping. So I don't know where this is going to end up. I keep praying and asking God, like, slow this down, like stop the weight loss. I'm trying to eat as much as I can. Apparently it's not enough to keep up with the changes in the work that my body's doing. So next step is, do I shave my head or don't I? And I think I'm just going to wait until the next round of chemo next week and see what my hair does. Angela, my friend, came over this weekend and she goes, wow, you didn't lose all your hair. Cause I guess she lost hers within the first 4 hours after her first round of chemo. So I've got to keep my hair for the last 3 weeks. I'm very happy about that. I don't know if I'm like, seriously, don't know if I'm ready to shave it. We'll see. Liz. We with you, B. I hijack Liz phones. Oh, Grant. I'm glad you're on. So yeah, I'm okay. Life is okay. Like, there's a lot to appreciate right now. And today was a not so bad day. Not great, not bad. And I will count that as a win, right? What else can I do? The fact that I am eating is good. Food tastes like crap is what it is. Candy's been helping. Like, I got some, I couldn't explain it to my dad. I was like, remember those yellow candies we used to have when we were kids back in the 70s and 80s? He goes, yellow candies, lemon drops. I'm like, no, they weren't. They were in wrappers. And we're going through all the list of what possible hard candies. And he's like, butterscotch. Yes. So I got a pack of butterscotch candies. And it is enough sweet that if I suck on one before I eat, it offsets some of the metal taste so that I can eat. So right now, that's been one of my tricks, is that I bought some Jolly Ranchers, but I haven't cracked them open yet. The something about the butterscotch and the memories of happy childhood when you're sucking on a butterscotch candy makes it doable. I can't, like with the water thing, my daughter bought me some flavored stuff to put in the waters, and I don't know what it is about it. It just does not taste, it tastes chemical too. So I can't do that either. I'm just dealing with the fact that the water tastes like sucking on a lead pipe, and I have to drink X amount of glasses of water a day. And I'm doing my best, and it's working because I'm not dehydrated. So yeah. Again, I think I said this at the opening. Not many of you are on. The one thing that I'm going to share with all of you that most of us that are sick and going through it do not want to hear on a daily basis, or don't want to hear the opening to, is this: don't ask them how you're feeling. Like, just assume they feel like shit. Like, you can ask them, how's your day? How is your day? What's up? How are you feeling? Is like, I'm so sick of hearing it. Like, I feel like crap. And I don't want to answer that to everyone that messages me. I don't want to explain every damn hour. I feel like crap and I'm exhausted. How do you feel? Like, what? It's a dumb question at this point. I have cancer. I'm going through chemo. I don't feel good. Please don't ask that question. I understand why my dad's doing it. My dad does it a dozen times a day because he's constantly checking on whether or not I can go to the bathroom. Can you eat? Do you need me to get you anything? Right? Like, I understand, but even him, I've barked back at him. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm okay. Like, I'll just say I'm okay. So now he's kind of lessen the amount of times he asks me in a day, because I told him, like, if I'm not okay, I'm going to tell you I'm not okay. I'm tracking everything in this handy dandy book, right, of medicine, and I'm writing down all of my symptoms, and I'm writing down every medicine I'm taking, and keeping track of literally every single thing that's happening, so that, like last week when I had the blood clot, there's a record, and we can track everything that has been done, all of the procedures and all of that. And then I have a cancer journal that has all of my treatments, all of the questions I need to ask, all of the notes, and all of the instructions from the oncologist. So there's a lot to keep track of. Like, cancer is a full-time job. I don't know if you guys realize, like, cancer and chemo treatments, it's a full-time job. Like, my whole day consists around taking pills on time, eating, and going to the bathroom. And literally, like, so it's my whole entire world right now to keep on my schedule. And it's not that easy to keep up because I am tired and I have to set alarms. And Brittany made this beautiful medication chart when to take things, because I have certain meds that I only take during chemo week, like the 5 days of chemo. And keeping track of all of it. Thank God she's got a very organized brain because she made this beautiful chart. My doctor was like, wow, you should be a nurse. And she's like, no, I homeschool. So yeah, my cousin got mad at me for not asking how she was feeling, but I didn't ask her that because I assumed it's an obvious question. I mean, there's ways to ask that's not just that question. How are you feeling? Right? It's just I get asked it so often in text messages and with people that call me. I'm just I feel crap. Like I'm not at my best. When someone asks me like, "How's your day?" Be honest. Like it's easy. Good day, not good day. Right? That's okay. But I get asked it so many times through the day, I'm just annoyed by it. And I'd talked to a couple other people that have cancer going through chemo. I was like, does it irritate you when people ask you how you feeling? Like it's an obvious question. Obviously, you don't feel good. And they're like, yeah. Like, I wish people would stop. It's irritating to me. I don't want to answer it. Like, because I mean, it should be obvious. I don't feel good. But yeah, whatever. Maybe somebody others different. You can ask them, does it bug you when I ask you how you feel? I mean, that's what I would do. You know, someone said that to me earlier today in a text message, and I was like, I'm so annoyed by that. And I'm sorry. Like, I know you care, but everybody's asking me the same question. How do you feel? And I just want to scream. I feel like crap. That's how I feel. And I'm scared. And yet I'm championing through. I got to keep fighting. And I am. So, and it sucks too, because Bella came home from work sick 2 days ago with a fever. And she called me. She, on her way home, she goes, Mom, I got a fever and I'm on my way home. I'll be home in 20 minutes. And I'm like, shoot. And I was inside the house. And I had to clear out and told her, wear a mask. Don't come downstairs if you don't need to, you know, but like wear a mask. And if you are going to be downstairs to cook and whatever, just let me know. Text message me and I will stay out of the house. We'll stay in the healing hut out here. So that's been kind of sucky too, because, you know, A, haven't been able to do anything for her. And B, I've had to avoid the house when she's out walking around and doing whatever, because I can't afford to get sick. I don't have an immune system right now. And we knew that that was going to be a reality. You know, we don't know what she had. She's been home now for 3 days with a fever. Does she have COVID? Does she have who the heck knows? I've never had to worry about it before. And now I have to worry about it. So yeah, is what it is. All the fun parts of having cancer. All in all, I am sitting in a place where tonight I'm grateful for so many things, you know, just little things. The fact that I was able to cook a whole meal and that everybody ate it because they needed it and it tasted good, felt good. Just the fact that I made it through cooking an entire meal. The fact that I had clients today and I was able to get through it. And it was good, like powerful. The fact that I did my own laundry today and I caught up on that and I paid bills. Like it's a good day. I got stuff done. When I don't get stuff done, I feel useless and I feel like a burden. And last week when I was in my oncologist's office on Friday, we walked in and sat down and Brindy was with me. She goes to the oncologist with me because she's great at remembering information and asking questions where my dad isn't. So she takes me to those appointments. My dad takes me to the other stuff. And I sat down and the nurse handed me this depression. I don't remember what it was. It was depression, stress, something sheet. And I was fine when I filled out my name and my age and the normal stuff. And then it starts into these questions. And I think one of the first questions is, do you feel like you're a burden? I like broke and I could not stop crying for like 10 minutes. And poor Brindy just sat there and she was like, Mom, what's wrong? And I couldn't answer her. I'm sure she stood up and walked over and put her hand on my back. She probably read the questions, but like I got through that question and stopped crying. And, you know, you have to rate 0 to 10. How are you feeling? And how badly is it affecting you? half the sheet, I guess I hadn't realized because I hadn't asked myself those questions, how bad it was affecting me. And one of the other questions was, have you lost interest in things that you normally enjoy? And I was like, holy crap, started crying again. Because I'm like, yeah, like right now, my whole life is revolving around medicine, food, and sleep, like, and going to the bathroom and tracking it and going to the doctor's offices. So yeah, that was a trip. She 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 braved that one. We got home from that appointment and I knew because my dad wanted to know what happened at the oncologist, what her advice was and how she was reading the latest lab reports and everything else. And I could not deal with it. I just kept walking, came out here and let Brindy tell them what happened. And then I waited about 30 minutes and then came back in. And I'm assuming she told my dad and Nick and Bella what was going on because they were all just like being pretty gentle with me. Nobody said anything, but I know she did, which is fine. I mean, I'm glad she was kind of there, but at the same time, I felt bad. I couldn't control it. Like I just, you hold stuff in, and you don't think about it. You try not to. But I think anyone that has cancer and needs help from their family and other people, you do feel that way. And y'all should know that if you're caretaking. No one wants to be in the position that you feel like you're a burden to other people. And the reality is you don't have control over your body, what you're going through. And you do. You feel like a burden. The fact that I can't work the way I'm used to working, it's really been hard on me. The fact that I need help from every direction right now, it's been hard on me. The fact that I can't drive like I normally do to do simple things like go to the store has been ridiculously hard on me, right? It's all been held in though. So when I have to rate myself, now I'm prepared that every time I go in there to the oncologist, I have to fill out that form. Now I'll be prepared for those answers because I've seen the questions before, but man, that first one was rough, and Brindy had to witness that. So I felt kind of bad because she was at a loss for words. And then I guess she knew. She's empathic and intuitive enough to know, like, just don't ask. Like I said, she was reading over my shoulder. So I'm sure she read the questions and saw some of my answers. And I was trying to answer between the tears, but I just couldn't stop crying. So I waited until I was able to suck it all back. And yeah, and my doctor didn't even talk with me through it. So we'll see if she addresses it on my next appointment on Tuesday. But anyhow, that's it. That's the update. I will let you guys know once I have my next round of chemo, whatever day that is next week, whether it is Wednesday or I can push them to push it Thursday or Friday, just to give me a couple extra days to heal from the port being put in. As of right now, I'm told that the port will go in Monday. It better, because I canceled everything for Monday. And then I have my oncology appointment Tuesday and then supposedly chemo Wednesday, but I want them to push it. Give me one more day, maybe two. I'd prefer it to be on Friday. We'll see. I know from this point on, after this round of chemo, which is at the hospital, all of them will be done at my oncologist's office. So they're a lot more flexible and I have a lot more control over when I'm able to schedule. They schedule this without me having any input whatsoever. Where at the oncology office, they let me pick days. So it'll be better. Plus, I feel like because it's there, my doctor, who I really like, she'll be on top of things more. Like everything's in one place. I'm not running from this place to that place. And it's actually about 15 minutes closer to my house than the hospital, which is more like 45 minutes from my house. So it's kind of better. But yeah. So that's it. That's where I'm at. Good days, bad days, and everything in between. But I'm still trucking on. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you to all of you. I don't know what is going on. Like, I keep getting notifications from YouTube that I've got new subscribers. I'm like, holy crap. Like, I surpassed the 1,000 mark on YouTube and getting 3,000 views on videos. I don't know what happened. Apparently, people want to know about stuff like this. I don't know. Some people have said it's motivating and inspirational how I'm handling it. I just want to help educate you guys and hopefully empower you to be empowered, to take control of your life. Because, like I said last week, nobody has authority over our bodies. At least they shouldn't. We need to maintain that. We have sovereignty. Just because a doctor says it has to be done doesn't mean it has to be done, right? Some things, yes, but some things, no. And we have to know and educate ourselves so that we can advocate for ourselves, period. Thanks, Carmen, and you're welcome. Yeah. So I hope you guys had a wonderful here in the US Memorial Day weekend. I hope you have a great weekend this weekend. The weather here is crazy. It started raining tonight after having triple digits, breaking records this past weekend. It's raining. So I don't know what's going on with that. All I know is it's a weird year all the way through. It's been a weird year with weather. And I know there's a lot of weather patterns going on across the US. I haven't really been following the news much, so I don't know what's going on in the rest of the globe. But I hope y'all are doing well wherever you are, because I know there's a lot going on. Stay safe, stay cool, be blessed, and be a blessing. I'll see you guys later.